Bacchus's name is after a Roman god who's the god of wine. So, and we like to drink wine, so we named him after one of our favorite hobbies.
He was an adorable puppy. We got him a big stuffed dog for his babysitter, and he cuddled up with that at night, and he looked like a perfect angel. He was just a gem as a little puppy.
Bacchus is very athletic. We've been on long hikes with him.
Yay! That's a boy.
He's very sweet and loving.
We had a honeymoon that must have lasted a year and a half. Walking Bacchus is great as long as you're in control and he's by your side and there's no other dogs in sight. The minute there's another dog in sight, he becomes very attentive and the tension just rises and rises until the dog approaches. He jumps up in the air higher than I am. And it takes all my energy to break his focus. He's very annoyed with what I'm doing, and he's scolding me. He's barking at me. It's not a vicious bark, but it's a scolding bark. I can tell he's not happy with what I'm doing.
When I'm on the porch, I know what's going to happen.
He would tear off the porch.
He's taller than me when he rears up, and I just have to ride it out, and I try to turn his head, I try to break his attention. But he reacts so quick.
I'm not sure. I can't be sure that he's safe to be around other dogs.
I think that he doesn't see us as his leader. I think that he's not in tune to what we're thinking, and I don't know why, because we've made every effort. I really resent that we're at this place right now. I hope Cesar can teach us how to teach Bacchus to trust us.
All right, so how can I help you?
Our dog, Bacchus, is aggressive towards other dogs, and it makes us unable to do the things we used to do with him. Since this is a newer thing he started, we used to take him to dog beach, dog park. We'd hang out on our front porch and have drinks and dinner. With him, it's very hard to completely relax and be confident, because if he reacts, he's a 130-pound slingshot. And if I'm totally relaxed, I'm scared he's going to get away.
How do you feel about that? That he come into your own personal space without being invited?
It's a problem with company, because some people are very uncomfortable with a dog doing that, and that's, I feel like I should be able to control it for that reason when company's here. But in front of us, we enjoy having him moving about.
Bacchus was constantly getting in people's way, constantly. That's when I realized that we're not consistent, like knowing what they really want. When should they practice rules, because that's part of the rules. When he's doing that kind of behavior, what do you do inside the house?
Get up. You want me to do it?
Yeah, I would like to. I would like to see what is it. What would you do in that?
Sit. Hey. Down. Hey.
But he's still in mentally.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, then that's common. He'll follow our command to sit or go down, but he'll still groan.
Yeah. You were in front of him, he still growl. He should be just, whoosh,
right.
Completely not, verbalize that behavior or that sound in front of you, because pack leader's in front. So obviously, you are not, in his mind, 100% pack leader.
Right. When I touch him, he doesn't even snap out of it. I'll touch his neck, I'll touch the side of his face, I'll touch his shoulder. About a year ago at dog park, he bit another dog on a Monday, and then the following Monday he did it again, and since then we haven't been back to dog park.
And the bite, how severe was the bite?
Tip of the ear. And then he retreated.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't aggression.
About 6-8 weeks ago, we were on a hike with him, and 5 miles into the hike, he was carrying a pack. We went through streams, and we were in a canyon. We were on the ledge of the canyon, and there was a dog off leash that came towards him. It was a lab. It came, I think, just curiously, and he did his usual routine, and I was on a ledge of a canyon, about a 3-foot path, and I had to, he started pulling and yanking, and I had to decide whether I was going to go over the hill, or excuse me, the ledge with him, or let him go and hope that he didn't go over the ledge in a blind rage.
Yeah.
And it all turned out okay. He bit that dog on the ear as well. But that was really scary because we had been hiking for 5 miles. You'd think he would have been tired enough and said, I'm going to let this one slide. But he didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, he's really controlling us. We're not controlling him.
Yeah, but what is controlling you is more the fear that you have. So it's not really him. You chose to be afraid. So that's something that we have to be responsible of it. Because the dog never tells a human, get frustrated with me, get angry with me, get fearful with me.
Do that on her own.
Right.
Exactly. Right? So she doesn't make you frustrated, you choose to be frustrated.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it.
And vice versa.
Oh, okay.
First, Cesar tests Bacchus's behavior at the front door by having Haley and Heath walk by with Curly, a member of Cesar's pack.
Hey. So we're not letting it escalate, which is very, very good. You see it? We're keeping him in that state. Hey. Sit down. That's. The breathing, the heavy breathing, is a sign of getting anxious, but at the same time, we're controlling the anxiety. You know, so we're not allowing him to escalate from an excited point of view or from an anxious point of view.
Next, Cesar brings Curly straight into Bacchus's domain.
So what we're going to control here is how excited he gets or how dominant territorial he gets when he gets near you.
When Cesar brought Curly into the house, I thought this is going to be an ugly scene.
You saw the acceleration or the intensifying, you know, he was intensifying his energy. Now he started breathing faster and moving quicker and putting his head in the top of the other dog.
Okay.
So those are signs that can make him escalate and to trying to dominate him. Ignore the behavior right now, because he's trying to get back into his old self.
He wants to get my energy out.
Yes.
I could not believe when Bacchus accepted Curly into our house like he'd been our friend from day one. If I don't react in a negative way to his bad behavior, and I just give him my body language.
Energy, body language.
Body language.
Energy, body language. Because this is body language.
I move into his space.
Claim
back
the space.
It's a confidence, right? You have to
put him
exude
back.
confidence.
Assertive attitude.
If that's what you want to call it. I call it calm, assertive energy.
That'll be a leap.
Cesar talked to us a lot about our energy. When Cesar did, at Bacchus, I saw his body language. He just wilted. And it was almost like, a magic show on TV.
What's your favorite sport?
Bicycle racing, of course.
Okay, so what takes to a person to win?
It takes training, physiology, and it takes brains.
Can he get panicky?
Never.
Never.
Then you make mistakes.
That's right. True. Energy, body language. What's happening inside you right now? You look worried.
Well, I really want this to work.
All right, so relax then.
I need to relax.
Yeah, give it up. Whatever is belong to you today is gonna belong to you today. But the more you worry, the more you reflect, because you're focusing on not losing the opportunity of information, which is exactly what's gonna happen.
Okay.
This to me is the biggest block, not his dominance, not his territory, not his aggression. What happens a lot of times is people become so worried and so debilitated about the things that they can do or they don't know how to do, or they say, I'm so emotionally involved with my dog that I can't use my inner strength to control the very behavior that I don't want. So that's what I was putting things into place. I'm not telling people to stop being loving with their dogs. I'm just telling them to organize the love.
Cesar uses playtime in the backyard as an opportunity to continue the rehabilitation of Bacchus and the training of Heath and Haley, especially when neighborhood Great Pyrenees Foxy shows up at the gate.
No. Atch. Stop.
That's all right. We want that. We totally want that.
Atch.
You tell me when you need help. I'll be right here. You guys stay right there. Yes, right there. Now you need help. Hold on. Let me help you. Hey. Hold on. Escalated, so we're gonna... Because Bacchus's neck is so desensitized from all the pulling and the jerking that the owners have done, I decided to touch a different part of the body. When you see me correcting a few times, it's because the dog is not completely relaxed. So I have to touch several times to create the relaxation in the body. Hey. Stop. Hey. The reason why Haley was not very effective with the ritual that she has learned is because her intensity was not at the level that Bacchus was, and the follow-through was not all the way there. So those two combinations will create just a dog temporarily stopping from a behavior but not get rid of the behavior.
Nope.
Anticipate.
No.
Hold on. Wait. She was anticipating. Hold on, let me help you.
Okay.
Is that right? Hey. Now, why did he reacted that way?
He didn't listen to me.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what you send. That's
Okay.
the message that you send. You are not in control.
Okay.
You know, and you were anticipating a behavior. He was already calm submissive. No need for you to remind him calm submission.
Okay.
So we calm. Right here. Very good. See the difference?
Wow.
Yes? This is your job.
Very relaxed.
To let him know that this dog should be trusted. See the difference of responding?
Yeah, we know it's our job. We're just failing at doing it.
Don't focus on the failing part. Just focus on you needed some instructions.
Right.
Teachers also learn.
That's true.
Okay, that's what we did earlier.
Caesar asks to have Bacchus's neighborhood nemesis, a German Shepherd named Bubba, assist him in the rehabilitation process.
That's good. This is hey. What I saw is two energies bouncing back and forth. They were mirroring each other. So I said, okay, one of you guys has to be a good role model. And the one I have access to it right now is you, Bacchus. So you're responsible making that German Shepherd calm, submissive. Right there. There you go. So right now, makes sense to have him on the leash because we don't know the behavior yet. We need more repetitions. But you see how we are influencing Baba at the same time?
It's pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah, you're right.
So if the ears start moving forward, that's the only thing you... We want the nose, see, the whole knowledge.
Good.
No, that's good.
The nose is good.
Nose is good because that's how they need, is if this goes like this, like... You saw that? Let me get it. She had eye contact in the airport. That's... Hey, there we go. I catch him at that weak moment. Hey. Hey. So you saw when I put the ears forward, he saw it as a different...
Yeah, he saw it as an aggressive move on his part. Wonderful.
I was created by me. It wasn't created by him, but he reacted to it.
That was awesome. I'm a dog walker. I love that I saw that. You know?
Now, what is important to focus is not in the explosion, but it's going to...
Calm state afterwards.
That's right.
Because it's a miracle. It's like
That's
night and day.
They moved on, boom, it's over.
The relaxing right away afterwards. I knew that intellectually, but it's so hard to do. But now I've seen it. I've seen it be done effectively with positive results.
Well, it's important because before we would think our work was only when we took them outside the house on the walk. Now our work is in the house.
Yeah.
To take control of our house again.
We need to be consistent with our expectations of him. We need to be consistent with the behaviors that we allow and consistent with what we do not allow.
We can
Yeah.
take him to the beach. He's ready.
Okay.
You know.
So we work on our confidence.
Yes.
And then you'll come again and we'll go to the beach.
Mm-hmm. And then we close the deal.
Promise?
In a race, Bacchus is almost at the end of the line, and the owners are like 10 miles away from him. So they gotta catch up to Bacchus, then lead Bacchus a little bit, then I lead them to the beach.
2 months later, Haley and Heath have achieved success by implementing the techniques Cesar taught them. Haley's newfound calm, assertive behavior results in neighborhood walks with 2 former enemies.
I am proud to report that Bacchus and Bubba are now very tight.
I feel when I'm on the bike, I'm clearly in control. And that's been going really well.
Finally, Bacchus takes his final exam, visiting an off-leash dog beach.
The dog beach was just an icing on the cake after of everything we did at home. It was wonderful. You know, from the moment I arrived, I saw 2 different human beings being more assertive about the situation. Knowing that we were going to the beach with Bacchus, I wanted to bring Daddy, Junior, and Barnes. There you go. There you go. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I can't miss that then.
I've always loved being on the beach with my dog and having him in that environment where we're all happy and content and moving and with nature.
I saw the difference on Heath's behavior. He embraced the leadership position. They're in a different state of mind. He can bring dogs. That's what we want.
Right.
But watch the intensity he's playing with, because other dogs are gonna try to compete with that.
Oh, right.
So,
We don't
you
want
know,
that.
no, we want, you know how Barnes is playing?
Right.
So he right now went a little bit over because he started barking and putting his,
Right.
and doing you know, the behavior on 2 feet,
Right.
which it can be seen as a challenging behavior from
Sure.
other dogs.
No!
Shh, wait.
Bacchus!
No, no, no. The sound that you gave, see?
Yeah, I gave recognition,
alarm, yeah.
recognition.
What I want is to stop the uncertainness. There we go. It just shows you he went into a calm submissive state all the way. I didn't say sit, stay. I have to follow through by the way he approached that unsure Akira. See, that Akira eventually became unsure about it. And then he saw it, and he put his head on the top of it. And then what it could be worse, it was the way the human tried to stop the situation. That's when you use that sound. So I'm gonna release him, but from a dog psychology point of view.
I generate too much excitement with my dog. What I need to do is correct him and move on, and not shout his name or generate any added excitement, because he's excited enough without me adding to it.
Like freaking putty in his hands. We had a couple tense moments on the beach today. It never culminated in anything ugly, And that was a relief, and I have the confidence now that it never will be ugly, so I'm less insecure going into it.
Here we created a nice social behavior, a lot of same state of minds. Everything that happened today was extremely important, because if it didn't happen, how can I teach them what to do when it happens? So all the dogs today were a blessing from sky, because they play a role to help one Great Dane named Bacchus. And of course, 2 human beings, Haley and Heath.
At the end of the final moment, to be able to relax and let all the energy flow.
I'm very, very happy to have that option again with him. We're coming back next week.
Seeing the dogs and Cesar and all of us together, it was just great.
I got Jody from my grandparents. They got sick. They were having trouble with her, and they felt like maybe they were just too old. They knew that my kids really wanted a dog. I get her, and I thought I would be able to stop her from those things, and I couldn't. I haven't. Jody will eat anything. For example, she's eaten books.
She ate my brother's homework.
And then my teacher didn't believe me. You know, it was a project, so I had to redo it.
She eats all paper, Kleenex napkins, toilet paper.
She ate my brother's money.
Well, she found the packaging for the pillows. Doesn't take long for her to find things. She ate a whole vinyl tablecloth once. And for days, it was coming out. It was horrible. Hair ribbons.
She eats my rubber stuff.
She swallows the hair ribbons.
She just eats everything. You know, anything that's laying on the ground, she'll go for it.
She's like a goat. Anything and everything she will eat. The other night, for example, I fed her. She went and started eating the grass. Then she started eating the flowers. And then she pooped, and then she turned around and ate that. I'm desperate. She swallowed needles, and I had to take her to the emergency. That was $600. Because no one will groom her, I've had to pay $130 to get her groomed, and they still couldn't get her ear hair out.
Sometimes I'll love her, and, you know, other days I'll just, hate her and, you know, just don't really care about her that much. I do feel bad for my mom because she's the one who's been mostly dealing with this, and she's the one who's usually getting bitten, trying to deal with the dog.
The day that Jody bit my daughter was the worst day. She had bitten me, my husband, my son, and then she crossed the line. And that's my daughter. And you just can't bite my kids. When Jody bit my daughter, my husband wanted to get rid of her that night. I was crying, I was in hysterics, and my kids didn't want to get rid of her either, and that was the sad thing, because even though she bit, they still love her. And they've seen the dog whisperer, and when you know there's someone out there that can help you, how can you just throw your animal away? You just can't.
She eats almost everything.
Okay.
And she's not that lovable.
She's not that lovable. What about you? How would you describe your dog?
It's got a lot of energy.
Okay.
And, you know, it's hard to control the dog a lot.
Okay.
You know? So, when she...
Even you? I mean, you're a big boy.
Yeah, even me. Well, yeah. Well, I can't control it, you know. I've tried.
Now, what about you?
When I got her, she was like this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't 3 weeks she bit me when I tried to take something away from her after I had her. So, and it just kept going from there. And when she bit me, I didn't back away, so I grabbed her and I held her there, and she went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept holding there until she stopped.
Mm-hmm.
She's banned from the groomers.
Why?
She bites them.
Oh.
And I feel like I'm doing everything I can to show her I'm the boss, but she just constantly fights me on everything. She eats her poop at least once a day. Her face smells so bad of it. I mean, and it's just gross. I've tried to stop that obsession by taking her to the bathroom and standing there, and it's got to the point where she's taken off running to the other end of the yard, pooped and ate it. I mean, so it's like, it's not like I'm not cleaning it, you know?
How is she with dogs?
Oh, she's terrified of dogs. She does not know how to be interactive with the dog.
I would like to offer, if you guys are okay, for her to go to the center. Have you seen when I bring dogs to the center?
Yeah, I just haven't seen.
Oh, you haven't seen when? Oh, when the dog needs other dogs to help them to be a dog, it makes sense to bring them around 20 dogs. You know? And this is 20 balanced dogs. When I was gonna go and meet Jody, I got to meet her to a glass door, and that's a 2-year-old dog? Wow. She looks older.
I know.
It was more like a vibe, I'm lost. You know, don't know what to do.
Cesar employs a tried-and-true strategy to help him assess Jody, the balanced presence of his pit bull daddy.
Yeah, that is the perfect guy for him. I always like to take a clue from him because he knows much better than me. Look, he's holding his head low. Perfect. He's gonna go pee. Look.
Oh.
See? Daddy knows what, you know, what move to make. And that's the most attractive thing. Look. So Daddy is naturally staying away from her because she didn't become very excited about his presence. That's not fear. She's just clueless.
Yeah. I think she's going to the only person in the world that could help her, so I can't be sad for that.
You ready for your new beginning? Cheers. Right now, it's just about observe, and she will let us know what is it that she needs and what is it that she's missing. Okay. There you go. Now, it's very important that she does it on her own, that she comes on her own.
Since the pack responds to Jody in a welcoming manner, Cesar is able to introduce her to them right away.
A little bit of panic there. I'm gonna keep the leash. I can't let her go yet because she's in that frantic state of mind that they mentioned earlier. This is the first time I have seen her being a little frantic about it, which is, to me, absolutely normal. But see, now it's perfect time to remove the leash because nobody wants to see it. Look, here's where I'm going to reward the freedom.
Over the next few days, the formerly antisocial Jody adapts easily to living among Cesar's balanced pack. Since none of her reported issues emerged during this time, Cesar decides to bring Jody along with him when the Dog Whisperers show goes on the road, so he can continue to observe her behavior and work with her one-on-one.
We are on the road right now, and we're in San Bruno, California. But today, we're working with Miss Jody, because we're working on Jody's issue about eating poop and eating napkins and everything else. We have to make sure that we actually provide that stool or feces in order for us to work on the case. You know, it's like The only way you can get rid of fear is if you face the fear. The only way you can stop a dog from eating poop is if it's in front of poop. And so what it has worked for Miss Jody is actually a banana. A banana for her has become like the perfect exchange for stool, you know? So we wave the scent. Yeah, we make sure her mind is very into it. Please don't find it disgusting or bad taste, but she actually have to come and eat close to the poop, you know, so we can exchange the scent right where the hurricane is. You know, I will never do this, except for the case that I'm trying to change the bad habit of eating poop. If you know, poop smells first. Then, there we go. And she's pay attention to the poop, and then I correct and redirect. I'm saying, eat something that is healthy, you know, instead of eat something that just came out of your body. And so, there you go. So now she's stepping away from the poop, and by her stepping away, I'm gonna reward that behavior again. Now sterilize the place is very important, you know. We just did phase 1. Now we're doing phase 2, which is removing the scent completely. We gotta do it again. Present the stool once again. I know for a lot of people this is disgusting, but for a lot of people it's like, finally, we're doing an episode where they address a dog eating poop. Ignoring, that's what we want. Then rewarding, that's what she wants. Ignoring, that's what we want. Rewarding, that's what she wants. So, keep it simple. It's 2 reasons why a dog will eat, you know, stools. One is they're bored, and the other one, their system is craving a mineral or some kind of vitamin. And so since she chose banana, I believe the potassium is what is missing in her body. So that's the exchange we're making. So that was good.
While on the road in San Bruno, Cesar also brings Jody to a local pet store to personally address her issues with grooming.
Jody has a problem being touched in certain areas for whatever reason. So today is the first time she's gonna get a bath from me. And I also would like to groom her a little bit if we can, if we have enough time for today. See, what we're witnessing right now is a little bit of the anxiety that she goes through. See, a little bit of panic. And this can escalate into a dog who might hurt the owner because the owner don't know how to touch or when to touch. If we come in and grab here, it's more possible for her to start biting. So, to prevent any dog, especially Jody, from actually accomplishing that, what I normally do is I come from behind, right here, slowly, gently, and grab. See, and see, look at the reaction of the body. Then come under here and block. So this way, I'm blocking from her to go this way, and I'm blocking for her to come this way. So I keep a center. Yeah, right there. And then I present it to the area that I want her to go. Right there. So this way she is helping me or cooperating in the activity. I could have just grabbed her, put her all the way in the sink, and so that actually causes more nervousness in a dog because she doesn't know how she went in. So it's really important that a frantic dog, a nervous dog, the handler have to help the brain to actually participate even though the dog is nervous or a little frantic. So this is where the knowledge comes in. Then we block. Go. Right there. This is the first time that we actually videotape a dog that is having a nervous licking moment. See it? Again. Present the water. Away from the dog, see what the reaction is. There you go, that's what we want. Remember, the groomers at one point didn't want her back because she was biting. I remember in the conversation that it was more when they touched her ears. So we are gonna do that, but everything counts.
Cesar manages to wash and dry Jody without triggering the fear-driven aggression described by her owner, Christina. But when the collar brushes Jody's ears, she erupts into a full-blown panic attack.
Triggering. Hey. There you go. There you go. See, that's what we wanted. That's what they sent her for. Panic aggressive mode. She's definitely panic. You throw up the fight, girl. You throw up the fight. The more she fights, the more she loses energy. So the goal is just to keep yourself calm and hold in that position. That's it. So this ear is not as bad as the other ear. What happened to this kind of breed is hair grows inside the ear, and they can block for them to hearing, and also can create hearing, earring infection and stuff like that. As you saw, she went in through that panic attack, and that's when people can actually get bitten if you don't know how to stop the brain. There we go, right there. Secure it. Now we're gonna go to the side of the ear that definitely has more of the hair. Put myself in a good position again. There. Right there on the side. This is the same thing they would do at the doctor's office. Hold the dog down so they can be examined. A lot of dogs panic just by putting them on the side. This one is just for the psychological part. This touch right here is to keep a dog in a submissive position. This is just to hold the body down. Because if the body comes up, even if you keep your hand here, the mind is not in a surrender state. So now we're moving. This is powder. It makes it easier to remove the hair, because you have to unplug it like this. There you go. There you go.
For Lhasa Apsos and similar breeds, trimming the ears isn't enough. The ear hairs need to be plucked out in order to clear them completely. Allowing the ear canal to dry thoroughly will help prevent infections.
All right, Paul, come over here.
Cesar asks a production assistant to help him keep Jody still.
No. We got to do it here.
If he quits now while she's in a panic state, Jody will never get over her grooming phobia.
There you go. See, there was a lot in there. There you go. We can't end on a bad note, even though she surrendered. This is what I want her to believe, that coming to a grooming place, she will eventually get her own smoothie, a real banana. So all that happened, all the struggle that she went through, all the rage that she went through, that's what it means to me, taming a wild animal. She was in a wild state. There he goes, over there. Since I'm working with Jody, I need to bring her everywhere with me. So we know that one of her things was to eat her stool, and we have totally managed that. She has not eaten her stool since the moment she left the house. And the way we accomplish that is potassium, bananas. So we're going to act as an accident just happened. That's chocolate. That's right. Good avoidance. And see? So she looks at us, and then you reward the behavior. So we do another one. We do another one. That's very good. And we do another one. So all those things were Jody's favorite. Now, a lot of times people eat on the floor. Very good. Good girl. That reaction is fantastic. You know, how quick she reacts not to eat it. And that's how we created the new Jody, you know. Things on the floor, if they smell this way, doesn't mean it's food. Only banana is food. And of course, dog food, right? I mean, this will be poison to a dog. Very good. All of that is a good challenge for you, huh? Another more playful way to help Jody in this situation will be playing with her and, you know, and working on the ears a little bit, and then going into a playful mode. Yes? So she associated not just with food, also with game. It's important that it's not just she learns to do it for one thing. Come on, Jody. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. All right. Come on, come on, come on. Let me see your ears. Let me pluck the ears. Pluck the. Okay, we're done with the ears. We are done with the ears. Yes, we are. That was a good session, Jerry. That's bye.
Jody's rehab is going so well, she's become a valuable assistant to Cesar, helping him with other unbalanced dogs.
Right there. That was good. Then relax. There we go. Here we are in America at a Fair Oaks Retirement Hotel. I have a feeling that she's gonna enlighten a lot of people here. There's a lot of elderly people that won't mind to say hi to Jody, and she's just such a happy girl, and she always greets people in the street, and I just know that this is one of her calls. Hi, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for letting us come. This is Jody, and I think she can be an incredible assisting dog, or a dog that come and visit homes like this. She's, there you go. And now let me tell you something about Jody. They were called me because she was aggressive with the owners. And I felt that, you know, besides her getting rehabilitated with me, that she can also do good to society. So now you all are being associated to her favorite treat, which is banana. So she can't eat that, as you see. You saw it? Because she's waiting for the other bit. We have Jody for 6 weeks already. Today is her last date, and I felt that we should get another grooming session. So today we found a groomer that I can personally thought how to deal with Jody, how to bring Jody in, how to help her in case that she gets a little anxious or a little into flight away behavior, how to convince her to become calm, submissive. And so we can go on with the grooming ritual, and it went absolutely fantastic. Right here. So give her no choice to repeat herself to tell you, don't do that.
Girl. Good dog.
We can always reinforce with a banana.
Okay.
Now, before she didn't let anybody do that. Thank you for following the record. Appreciate it. And this is, you know, not with all dogs, but this is just with Jody.
The past 6 weeks without Jody have been very quiet and boring.
I'm excited she's coming back.
I miss her so much.
You know, every dog that comes in and live with the pack, it becomes something in the pack. And everybody in the Dog Whisperer crew will totally feel that Jody brought that spark to the party. We're gonna miss her, but you know, she belongs here, and I know that we put our time and our dedication to help dogs, and this is what we do. We are back. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Really good, really good. You're the dad?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for making time. How are you, man? Good to see you again. Thank you. Right, so let's go in the middle, if you don't mind, so we can do like a round table, so to speak. Did you guys knew that Jody likes bananas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She also likes banana peels.
Okay, so that's the part that we're not going to allow her. So, you know, just to begin right away with the challenge, so we have a lot of things that will be very tasty for her. You know, paper, stuff like that. I just ate a little Chipotle burrito, so it has a smell of it, you know. So ignore the paper, and then you pay the behavior. Right? It's okay for them to smell it. What it wasn't okay is for her to grab it and try to swallow it and eat it. Right? And as you say, you know, banana peel. So it's not a banana peel, right? So what you're seeing is not a dog that looks at something, which is normal, and then look at you to ask for direction. So what should I do now? We can keep throwing and throwing things. I mean, this is very tempting to a lot of dogs because it's very cushioning, you know, paper, more wrap, more paper, and all this paper. You know, so it looks like a homeless dog right now. You know what I mean? When the family's together, you get to experience father, mother, son, daughter in this case, and to see, you know, what can I teach son? What can I teach daughter? What can I teach husband? What can I teach mom? And so, but at the end, the goal is to teach them that they all have to accomplish calm, submissive state. As your energy from here keeps the mind in the floor. So with Ashley, what I help her more than anything is how to hug Jody. I mean, so we can then hug. Don't let them climb on you. You tell them where to be. Thing was just getting nervous, and then she panicked. And then because nobody knew, and then she started going, and with Adam, I show Adam not to be so physical and be more mental and more gentle. You're a very powerful guy, so look, watch this. Because Adam is a wrestler, I think, you know, in the wrestling world, they teach you that, you know, your body, if you're strong, you can totally take over. And if you show some kind of, I'm gonna destroy you, people can actually run away. Nice. But see, when you do that with dogs, you're not gonna be very successful and you're not gonna win the battle. Sarah, what did you learn?
I think mainly the negative energy I was transmitting to the dog and how I could see where it was working against me, essentially.
Christina, I'm very, very proud of her because the effort that she has put into it. Also create this. It's good to find people who want to do what is best for the canine world. I know how hard it is to admit, but so much of our dogs' unwanted behavior comes from the biggest source of energy in their lives, us, their owners.
Hi, Cesar. It's been a little over 2 months since you took us to Dog Beach, and things are going better. Heath is taking Bacchus on more bike rides, and we're less anxious around other dogs. We haven't made as much progress as we had hoped on the porch, but the Dog Beach is going pretty well, so that's an area we're proud of.
Thanks, Cesar. See you next time at the Dog Beach.
I am happy to report that Christina has been making good progress with Jody.
Hi, Cesar. It's been 2.5 months since you dropped Jody off, and we've been doing the challenge at least once a day, and she is better. She always passes the challenge with flying colors.
She hasn't been eating her poop as much. She is a whole lot better now.
We have been working on the ear pulling, and she's holding her own. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Remember, dogs need a calm, assertive pack leader to guide them on the path to a balance. I am the Dog Whisperer.